On three. Hi, welcome to Kirk County Foundation's What's Brewing online edition. I'm Brandy Ebner, the Executive Director, and I'm excited to be joined today by Todd Shields, who is our local Prineville Hospital Administrator, and Lori Jackson, who is our admin for post-acute care. Thank you both for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Today we are talking about the well-beloved Hospice Auction. So it says tradition in Prineville, Oregon. And Todd, can you tell us a little bit about how many years has it been going on and who runs the Hospice Auction other than all the volunteers we know that help put it on?
Sure. Thanks, Brandy. Again, thanks for having us. I'm excited to be here. This event is in its 29th year. So this is a tradition here in Prineville that has been accepted by the community, and this isn't even possible without the community and the engagement. So it started with all volunteers in running the program and putting this together because we originally just had hospice here in Crook County. And then it's expanded now into our entire region. And we'll talk a little bit more about that with Lori later here. But now it's continued to evolve, and the foundation, St. Charles Foundation, helps in putting this event together with volunteers in the community. It takes a ton of people to make this happen with a lot of engagement and donations. So last year, we netted about $110,000, and that was all based on the hard work of individuals pulling together, because it really goes for a great cause.
It does. And I think there's so many people who expect this event every year, and they give so much of their time and donations and money to support it. And the reason why is because hospice is so important to so many. So Lori, tell us a little bit about what is hospice, because I know even I've helped with the event and I didn't fully know what all it funded.
Thanks, Brandy, and thanks for inviting me to be part of this. I'm really excited about this, and maybe that sounds weird because, yay, let's talk about hospice. But usually people don't know or don't really want to know about hospice until it happens to them or a loved one. And then there's all of a sudden this very steep learning curve regarding what hospice is. We want folks to understand a lot sooner than that. Hospice is for any patient where their physician would not be surprised if they died in the next 6 months. And our goal is to get patients onto hospice. Hospice is not the end of life. It's the illness that that designates whether somebody is hospice appropriate. But our goal is to help our patients and their families live their best lives, which may sound curious when somebody's at the end of their lives, but since we know that we don't know what's going to happen within our lives or the events that'll take place. But so far, at least as far as I've seen, everybody does die, but we don't want to talk about it. The more that we can prepare and not be scared, the better we're going to live our lives. So that's what hospice is all about, helping you live your best life and bringing people to your home so that you don't have to go to the hospital at the end. Keep you comfortable in every way. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. So I am such a fan of hospice and chose to work in this field because I so much believe in it. So the auction helps us help our community members, the patients and their families to do exactly that, to live their best lives.
And from what I understand too, the hospice funds that are raised at the auction can help cover when insurance doesn't, because insurance doesn't cover everything that could keep a person and a family comfortable.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The majority of our patients are typically on Medicare or Medicaid, but we have lots of patients as well that are not. That's a lot of what these funds help for our younger patients or patients that can't afford full kinds of treatment and their insurance doesn't cover it. And also, even though Medicare requires that we have lots of different, a really robust program, they don't help pay for that. So these funds help contribute toward our bereavement program, toward our super robust volunteer program. And then some of those extra elements that insurance doesn't cover.
And if you haven't had a chance to volunteer, there's a lot of different ways to support the hospice without, I know some folks, they might have personal reasons why they don't want to work directly with the patient, but even putting flower bouquets together that can be presented out to patients. There's so many ways. And I sat through a training last December, and learned all the ways that hospice helps people and families. And I was just blown away. There's, deliveries and things you can do that can take an hour a month, but still help a family out. So
You're exactly right. Thank you for saying that, because that's really important. Money isn't everything here. Relationships are. And when we can match folks with their greatest desire and our greatest needs in the community, that's when we become that healthiest community. And hospice is exactly part of that, right?
Yeah.
In the sweet spot of that. There are volunteer opportunities. There are, you're right, the bouquets, visiting with people right now because of COVID. We're super careful with our volunteers, but there are still opportunities to connect with patients via phone calls. We check in with them regularly and find out how they are and how we can best help them.
That's great. So the traditional hospice event, for those of you who haven't gone, which should be no one left in this community as big as it is, Todd, can you tell us what it's kind of known for? Is it's Christmas trees and quilts?
Yes. So it's going to look a little bit different this year. So I'll talk historically what it's been. And again, you're right, Brandy. This is a huge event. We have upwards of 700 people that attend this event. And historically, it's always been at the fairgrounds. It's been set up on Thursday. People can come and walk through and see the event, the day before. And then we have the actual auction in person where everyone gets together and just has a great social gathering, because we're all there focusing on what the event is and the reason behind it. So this year it's going to be different. So it is all going to be virtual. We really need to continue to follow the orders around social distancing and masking and really help curb the spread of COVID. And we as a healthcare system have a large responsibility in that. So we've actually are probably on plan like X, Y, or Z now, and it keeps changing. But where we're at today is we're really excited about it. It is going to be online. We are still going to have trees. We'll have anywhere between 14 and 16 trees, and these aren't just a tree that's decorated. These are
not your normal tree.
So I'm really excited about that, and they'll be photographed and they'll be videotaped for people to see, and then also detailed out of what items are part of that package. In addition, we'll have multiple quilts that will be available also for bidding. And we're finding that people are still extremely generous and donating a lot of items. In addition, we're really hoping to have a super robust silent auction as well, and looking forward to that. So pretty soon, actually today, you can even go online and register at hospiceauction.org and start to see some of the raffle items that are out there. In addition to soon we'll start to have the silent auction items on there, and we'll be building this up until the event on December 5th, which will be at 6:30 when we do the viewing and the virtual show.
So there will still be that live opportunity to be able on the evening that would traditionally be the event to get to see the trees and quilts. And the quilts are just spectacular. I mean, these are handmade, amazing quilts that go for upwards of thousands of dollars each in the auction, and so do the trees. And I know the raffle prizes this year are amazing. There's a surf and turf package where you can get seafood and steak. There's a gorgeous Pendleton blanket donated by a local business in town. I think there's a multi-piece Makita tool set too, which is awesome present. I know the woman who won that last year, I got the pleasure of delivering it to her. And she was so excited because it was going to be her husband's key Christmas present. And we hid it in the garage and he didn't know about it. So there's pretty spectacular raffle prizes for only $10 a ticket. You can win, $400 tool set. So it's well worth it. But tuning in, I went on last night and registered. So I was ready to go to start bidding. It was super simple. You simply just put in your name, your contact information, address, phone number, email. The bidding system is going to let you know, I believe, if you get outbid. So it's really interactive. And it gives you a chance to follow up. What I love about it is, for once, I don't have to get dressed up. I can sit at home and bid from my couch and beat out all my friends. So,
Brandy, you are so right. And thank you for saying that, because I want to confess that early on, as we've gone through, like Todd said, plan A, plan B, plan blah, blah, blah. It's easy to think, maybe we're not going to be able to do like we did in the past. And I have been shocked, amazed, I don't have the right descriptive words, with the generosity of our community. The donations have continued to come in. The willingness, the excitement even for this particular event. It's something that brings us together, even though it's going to look different this year. And I have to say that I'm so much more excited than I even thought I could be. And I'm a fairly excitable person. So, I'm really looking forward to this. And like you said, I can be in my jammies.
Right.
Well, I can't, but you can this year. And so I'm excited to see what's going to happen. It will look absolutely different, but this gives us an opportunity to keep it simple and yet make it great. So I'm thrilled at the prospect of seeing what's going to happen, particularly on Saturday.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we're keeping everyone safe, which is top priority. And our second top priority is we're raising money for hospice, because hospice is happening every day with or without COVID as a factor. And we need to make sure those funds are there to help those patients and families. And you're right. Prineville and Kirk County and Central Oregon rally. We're a great community that supports it. Hopefully there'll be people who maybe haven't experienced the auction in person in the past, who will feel this year there's a great way to get involved. You can bid from your own house. And then next year for our 30th anniversary, we're going to go big. So yes. We're hoping we're back in person. We're hoping we can make a big, huge event out of it. But in the meantime, hospiceauction.org is the key. Go on, get signed up, make sure you start watching. Like Todd said, in the next few days, you'll start seeing auction items start popping up. And then December 5th at 6:30 is going to be the live event.
Yes.
Great. Well, the sad thing this year, I don't know, with the live event, Todd, will there be any of Paul Slater's socks for you to buy?
Oh my goodness, that's so funny you just say that. So Paul is going to be doing a little bit on the quilts and walking through. This year, there's not going to be any Paul Slater, but next year on the socks, but next year there is. And actually, let me see how quickly I can grab these here. I'm going to give a little teaser. Paul hasn't seen these. But I have the socks for next year of let's see if you can see this okay. So
my word.
Young Paul Slater and then the new Paul Slater.
Those are awesome.
So if you fancy auction items next year.
So there is a St. Charles Foundation Hospice Facebook page. And if you go to that page, Michelle Soley, who's the event coordinator, has been posting, things coming up, previewing some items. We have a video last year that Olive and Blue did for us of the actual auction. It's about a 3.5-minute video of the actual event live. And you'll see some pieces of that video of Dr. Slater showing off his sexy socks. And Todd bought those socks for pretty considerable amount of money, more than those socks cost. So now it's going to be Paul's turn. So we'll see how that goes on our 30th anniversary.
Yes, exactly.
But it's fun time, whether it's going to be online, have fun with your family, dress up at home, make yourself a fancy dinner and watch live, or wear your PJs and bid from your couch. But the important thing is to tune in December and make sure you support this awesome event. So Lori and Todd, thank you so much for joining me today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Go on and register at the hospiceauction.org. That's all.
Perfect.
We need participation, and we need people to make this a successful event. So
exactly.
Perfect words. Brandy, thank you so much. Thanks for highlighting this. We're grateful.
Well, thank you both, and we look forward to working with you again next year in person. Take care. Stay safe.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye.